Hi, I'm Fenton with the Ubyssey Weekly Show for October 17th, 2011.
Alright, so this week we've got a profile of Ubyssey creative writing instructor Charlotte Gill and her new book, and a look at Ubyssey a cappella.
So we're doing a supplement on different transit stories. We have one story on the SFU gondola project that is being proposed, and we also have some future of transit stories about the UBC line, the Compass program, and a couple other things coming up.
Oh, hi, I didn't see you there because all my office members were being jerks to me. This week in the news section, people are angry about things and are petitioning stuff. They don't like the high-rises going up in Westbrook Place. They don't like that you can't smoke on Wreck Beach, and they don't like that the executives are getting a pay raise.
So there's a big football game this weekend. UBC faces the University of Regina.
Football!
And also we have an online piece about the Occupy Wall Street movement. It's coming to Vancouver.
You just heard a little bit about Occupy Vancouver. I'm here with Andrew Bates, who is at the protest, and he'll tell you a little bit more about it. Is Occupy Vancouver any different than Occupy Wall Street?
Obviously there are some similarities. I mean, the protesters would call it solidarity, and you see it a lot of the signs that relate to the American issues, like Goldman Sachs. But one of the things they're trying to do is blend together sort of the history of Vancouver movements. And you see some of that come through in things like the fact that they've recognized the fact that they're on unceded native territory, etc.
What was the general feeling like there?
One of the things you wouldn't expect yesterday morning from a group that large is that at least 3/4 of the crowd were stopping and listening to the speeches. Until 1 o'clock when the march started, you had sort of this large attentive group, and then on the outside you had people who were milling around and checking out tents. When 1 o'clock came along, it was kind of interesting. The organizers attempted to encourage people to be happy loud, and you saw that in that there were chants as everybody sort of marched along. So it covered the convergence protest on the first night of the Olympics, and it didn't feel quite as determined like that. It did feel a little bit it had a little bit more levity.
So where does that leave us now? Where do we go from here?
Well, it all depends on the next couple of days. It was a great one-day turnout, and there were some people who did who came down especially for it. But the staying power will determine, as it did with Occupy Wall Street, whether or not it's going to be a huge thing that continues. There were 50 tents overnight from Saturday to Sunday that were packed, and an estimate that evening of that somewhere between 100 and 200 people had stuck around. So it all comes down to sort of this week to determine whether or not it was a fun event, or it'll be something that goes on to December, like some have predicted.
We asked students if they thought the Occupy Wall Street movement has a place in Canada.
Yeah, I think it definitely does.
Yeah, I do.
We're so affected by what happens in the States.
We have the same kind of disparity between the extremely rich and those who have little.
We need to challenge what's going on in our government, have those grassroots movements going on, so I think it's definitely has a place here.
Not really.
It's a good idea.
It applies to both America and Canada, but I think less so in Canada.
And I think that if Canada wants to have something similar, we should make it our own.
Sports! UBC opened the scoring 1 minute 28 seconds into the second quarter with a 40-yard field goal by Billy Pavlopoulos. UBC had a chance to score a touchdown later in that quarter when Sam Marino returned a punt for a touchdown, but the play was called back because of multiple UBC penalties. Following a Billy Green interception with 15 seconds left in the half, Regina Zach Olenek connected with receiver Brandon Owens for a 17-yard touchdown pass. UBC regained their composure in the second half and their offense came out flying. Green hooked up with running back Dave Boyd for a 10-yard touchdown pass 3 minutes into the half. Then at the beginning of the fourth quarter on a very similar play, Green connected with Boyd again for a 25-yard touchdown pass. That brought the score to 23-9 for UBC. LeVar Hayden had 2 picks on the day, and UBC's secondary played tough defense the entire second half, intercepting Olenek 4 times. Near the end of the game, UBC had a chance to go up by 3 scores, but a pass from Green to a wide-open Jordan Grieve was dropped in the end zone. Following Regina touchdown, the Rams had a chance to tie the match on the final play of the game. But UBC's Alex Bablos stepped in front of Olenek's pass to seal the victory. UBC won 23-16.
That's it for this weekly show. Thanks for watching. I'm Fenton, kicking plant operation cars since 1918.